Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we are going to break down how the world's largest battery maker, CATL, is literally transforming the biggest anxiety of EV ownership into a permanently solved problem. You know, for years, the electric vehicle transition has been haunted by this thing industry experts call the post-sales paradox. We all absolutely love the environmental and performance benefits of going electric, but buyers are terrified of the long-term maintenance. So let's explore how CATL is rolling out a massive global infrastructure to completely rewrite the rules of battery repair.
$14,800. Yep, that right there is the root of EV anxiety. For years, the terrifying out-of-warranty cost for a standard major battery replacement has hovered right around this massive number. If you follow the EV market at all, you know this single figure has been a huge psychological barrier for everyday buyers. It essentially acts as a trap, creating immense financial dread the second that factory warranty expires.
And this actually brings us to a super frustrating reality of early EV design. Because battery packs are just so incredibly complex and tightly integrated right into the vehicle's chassis, even minor structural damage, we're talking a small gouge or a dent to the casing from, say, kicking up road debris, has historically forced insurance companies to just write off the entire vehicle. Seriously. Because there was no safe, standardized way to pop open and fix the pack, the car was just considered totally totaled. But what if a minor scratch didn't actually mean the end of your car?
Section 1. From replacement to repair. Let's look at CATL's new solution.
So CATL is rolling out this massive infrastructure to break the wasteful cycle by the end of 2026. Through their new Ning Service initiative, they're fundamentally shifting the whole global industry away from that crazy replacement-only model. You know, the one that leads to perfectly good cars getting totaled and those sky-high insurance premiums. Instead, they're pivoting hard to a highly sustainable, targeted precision repair model. Basically, they're taking the battery from being this unfixable black box and turning it into a normal, maintainable, and insurable asset.
And get this, they are doing it at an absolutely staggering scale. When I first looked into this, I was honestly blown away. This isn't just some small pilot program, it's a massive global footprint. CATL is rapidly scaling this infrastructure to reach 100 cities globally by the second half of 2026. They're building on a massive existing foundation that already includes nearly 1,400 franchised centers across 84 countries, plus over 1,500 battery swap stations in their ecosystem. They've also already opened several directly run centers in China, along with international hubs in places like Norway, Istanbul, Bangkok, and Riyadh.
Section 2. Robots and mobile hospitals. Let's talk about these advanced interventions.
So how exactly do you safely repair a modern EV battery? Well, to make rapid, targeted repairs a reality, CATL is taking human error completely out of the equation. Because modern battery cells are packed so densely together to save space, CATL is essentially turning workshops into high-tech laboratories. They use these specialized repair line robots to perform surgical interventions in 3 precise steps. First, precision cutting to safely open the housing. Then automated painting to reapply protective anti-corrosion coatings. And finally, meticulous adhesive application to reseal the pack to rigorous original factory weatherproofing standards. It's kind of like replacing a single dead battery in a TV remote rather than throwing the whole remote in the trash.
And because in the world of vehicle service, time is literally everything, here's a pretty surprising fact for you. This level of robotic automation guarantees what CATL calls their 72-hour mandate. What that means is even complex deep battery repairs that require actual cell-level disassembly can be completely turned around, getting you back on the road in less than 3 days.
But hey, what if you don't even need a deep invasive repair? Well, for 90% of issues, CATL deploys a literal hospital on wheels. These are fully electric mobile EV trucks, boasting an awesome 800-kilometer range, and they come straight to your driveway. They're equipped to handle 30 different diagnostic items and 50 types of repairs. We're talking things like connector replacements, water ingress protection, and battery management system inspections. By bringing the shop directly to you, they slash that repair window down to just 48 hours.
Section 3. Slashing costs by 90%. Let's look at this massive price drop.
Now, the economic disruption here is just as impressive as the robotic engineering, for sure. By replacing individual cells surgically instead of just tossing the entire battery pack, CATL is pledging an absolutely incredible 90% reduction in repair costs.
Let's put that into perspective for your wallet. It takes that catastrophic $14,800 replacement bill we talked about right at the beginning and drops it to a much more manageable $1,480.
That specific price point is a huge deal because it brings EV battery maintenance into total parity with major repairs for traditional combustion engine vehicles. It completely normalizes the whole ownership experience.
The absolute most crucial economic takeaway here, and why this matters so much for the mass market, is the total cost of ownership. By making these batteries maintainable, insurers can finally stop writing off slightly damaged vehicles. Lowering that actuarial risk actually stabilizes your monthly insurance premiums, and it significantly boosts the car's residual resale value. You're no longer driving a disposable commodity, right? You're driving a repairable asset.
Section 4. The ultimate data play. This is a brilliant strategic advantage.
Now, for a really fascinating strategic twist, you might be wondering why on earth is CATL fixing their competitors' batteries? Initially, this repair service was only for cars equipped with CATL batteries, but Ning Service recently opened its doors to service all new energy vehicles. They now have the capability to repair nearly 77% of all NEV models sold in China, completely regardless of who actually manufactured the battery inside.
It is a truly brilliant data play. Think about it. By offering to fix everyone's batteries and basically creating the service layer for the whole industry, CATL gains invaluable real-world intelligence. They get to literally look under the hood of every single competitor, analyzing rival degradation patterns, thermal management weaknesses, and exact failure points. It's an absolute goldmine of competitive intelligence that's going to fuel their own future cell development. We spend so much time talking about range and charging speeds, don't we? But ultimately, transforming the EV battery from a disposable financial liability into a standard, repairable asset might just be the true key to making electric transport permanent. Thank you so much to our listeners for joining us to explore this explainer today. We really hope these insights give you a much clearer picture of where the automotive industry is heading next, but I'll leave you with one final provocative thought. If EV batteries suddenly outlast the cars they are built into, how are traditional automakers going to survive the shift?